Hello, this is Dr. Anthony Festmeyer, and this lesson we're going to learn an extended version of the minor pentatonic scale. We'll go ahead and focus in the key of A, and then we'll check it out in the key of D as well. Let's go ahead and start off with the basic position 1 of the A minor pentatonic scale. We find that at the 5th fret, got my first finger on an A note, and then I just walk up through that basic position, walk down. So for the extended version of the scale, I'm going to go ahead and start a whole step back from our home note, our tonic note. So our tonic note again is A. I'm going to start back 2 frets on a G note. Now I'm still using the same 5 notes of the scale, A, C, D, E, and G, but I'm starting on a G. Now there's a certain finger pattern that comes up with this scale that's basically the same pattern for each pair of strings. So my first pair is the E and the A, then the D and the G, and then the B and the E. So starting here on a G note, place my first finger there, and then I come up to the home note on A. I use the same finger pattern on the A string. I've got a C note to a D note. So far, G, A, C, D. Now, maybe the tricky part is here. I slide from the D up a whole step to an E note. And those are the 5 notes of the scale. G, A, C, D, E. Or first, third, slide my third up 2 frets. Now I'm going to use that same pattern for the next pair of strings, and the same notes in fact, but an octave higher. So I stay in the same position and I continue up like I'm doing position 1 of the minor pentatonic scale for the next 2 strings. So on the D string, I play a G note with my first finger, then my third finger on an A, first finger on a C on the G string, then third finger on a D. So first, third again, just like down here. First, third, and same 4 notes. First, third, but then I slide up 2 frets to the E note. So what I have so far is first, third, slide. On the next pair of strings, first, third, slide. Then I'm going to do the same thing between the B string and the high E string. Now here I have to change my position a little bit. So I reach up with my first finger to the 8th fret of the B string. That again is a G note. 8th fret, first finger, 10th fret, third finger. So I've got G to A. Then on the high E string, I've got C to D with exactly the same frets. And then slide it up again to an E note. Now, I will know that I'm correct if I end at the 12th fret, the double dot, a high E note. So again, those last 5 notes, starting at the 8th fret on the B string, G, A, C, D, slide. Now the whole scale, ascending, starts back here at the 3rd fret. Now I'm going to take that in reverse. So starting with the slide first from E down to a D note, then my first finger on C, then my third finger on A, and then first finger on G. So slide, first, third, first. Now we hit the G string. I'm going to reach my third finger over to the 9th fret, which is a little bit awkward, but it's a pretty typical fingering. And I'm going to play the E note at the 9th fret. And again, I'm going to slide back 2 frets, then play my first finger on a C, third finger on A, first finger on G. I do the same thing on the final pair of strings, reaching down to the E note in the same position that I'm in, sliding back 2 frets to a D, then first finger on C, third finger on A, and first finger on G. So that whole descending version is this. This is what we get for the whole scale, ascending and descending. then come back home to A. Now let's try the same scale in the key of D. I'm going to first start with my first finger on D and just go ahead and play through that D minor pentatonic scale in position 1. Now if I put my third finger on that D note, the home note, what we call the tonic, and then reach back and play a C as my starting note, then I can start that same pattern that I just did in the key of A. By the way, the notes for the D minor pentatonic are D, F, G, A, and C. Here I'm starting on C. I'm going to go C to D at the 10th fret. Then I'm going to go F at the 8th fret to G at the 10th fret, and then slide up to A. So again, I get that first, third slide. Continuing on to the D string, I'll do the same thing. Put my first finger on C, then third finger on D. On the G string, first finger on F and third finger on G, and then slide up to an A. So there I get this, first, third, slide. Moving on to the B string, I move up a little bit so that my first finger is at the 13th fret on a C note, and I play C to D, first, third. On the high E string, I put my first finger on F at the 13th fret, third finger on G, and then slide up to the A for this. So the ascending version is this. First, third, slide. First, third, slide. First, third, slide. Then descending, slide, and then first, third, first. Move back to the 14th fret just a little bit and get my ring finger there at the 14th. Slide back to the 12th, then first to the 10th, third, first. Continue down in the same position, A, third, and then slide, third, first, and then bring it back home to D. So this is what we get for the D minor pentatonic. Bring it back home.